Hello and welcome back to everyone and to another edition of Smackdown Out of 10. And yeah, it's a big show today because of course we're getting closer and closer to WrestleMania, and this week's show was the first time we saw Cody, Rhodes and Roman Reigns face together. We also got a massive main event between Sami Zayn and Solo to cover. So yeah, there's a lot going on in this week's show, so let's get straight into it. The Bloodline kicked off with Jay still missing. Roman got on the mic before Cody joined him in the ring. Cody said he wants to talk about Roman and should send Heyman and the others away. Roman obliged before laying down titles down between the two. They argued about which one of them was more deserving of the title, and Roman made fun of Cody's former gimmick as Stardust. Roman said he respected Rhodes' father Dusty a lot, but he never spoke of Cody. The latter said the only way he could get what he wanted was by beating Roman at WrestleMania. And yeah, this was just a brilliant promo, kind of already tying the dynamics where they're going to be focused on. Dusty's going to be a really key part of this storyline, it seems like, and yeah, just the laying down of the titles, just making it about them two, all the right decisions here, and yeah, it's a shame we're not going to Sami in this, but you know, I'm over it because this Cody stuff's going to be so good. So yeah, great start to the show. It was then time for Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan on Smackdown. Morgan got an early drop kick on Ripley before Rhea got a big boot. Outside the ring, Liv hit a big dive before we headed for a break. Back on Smackdown, Morgan got a backstabber off counter. Liv got a couple of code breakers before missing the Oblivion. Liv then blocked the Riptide before taking a powerbomb. Rhea finally got the Riptide before locking in the Cloverleaf for the win. And yeah, this gets 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, it's a good match, this one. Rhea, you know, the job about kind of with her at the moment is just getting her massively over, if she wasn't already, ahead of the Mania, of course, and yeah, Liv Morgan, kind of shame she had to lose, but at the same time, Ripley, she needed it more. Yeah, big win for her, and yeah, obviously we saw afterwards Liv Morgan, the fan, that was lovely to see as well. The Bloodline was then backstage, and Roman asked about Jay before Jimmy replied he was a hothead and needed more time. Roman said he was then running out of patience, and SmackDown moved on to Santos Escobar versus Dominik Mysterio. Santos took a shot kick early before Santos got one of his own. He made Dominik look at Ray's mask before getting some elbow strikes. Dom recovered and sent Santos into the corner before sending him outside for a dive. Dom set up a 619, hit a knee strike instead before jabbing Santos in the eye. Escobar got an elbow strike and a leg drop before Rhea interfered and dragged Santos outside into the floor. Dominik came with a frog splash and picked up the win. And yeah, let's get 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I mean, like, the stuff was great with Dominik, Santos playing a babyface gimmick. Yeah, Dominik's so good at this stuff. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus were then fighting over who got to challenge Gunther at WrestleMania, and LA Knight showed up and said he wants to match it. The New Day came out to mock them, and Karrion Kross appeared to brawl break out in the ring. The New Day and LA Knight were then sent outside before Drew hit a big dive on top. Karrion Kross came in and sent Sheamus out before posing in the ring. And yeah, that's going to be set up as a fatal 5-way match for next week. I don't know, I kind of feel like Sheamus and Drew might get like pins at the same time or something like that, because it does seem we're heading for a triple threat match. But yeah, kind of really interested to see where that goes. Before Tegan Knox and Shayna Baszler were caught in a backstage brawl, and Ronda suffered an arm injury, which apparently may be legitimate or may not be legitimate depending on who you believe, but hopefully it's okay and doesn't affect Rousey from WrestleMania. But that delayed us to Shayna Baszler versus Tegan Knox. Baszler sent big strikes immediately, but countered the knee kick and took Knox down before stomping on her arm. Baszler then missed a strike in the corner before going after the right arm of Knox. Knox tried for a run-up, but Baszler got out and kicked it in the face. Baszler locked in an armbar before Knox tapped out. And yeah, this gets a 5 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I mean, like, this, I don't know, the match wasn't bad or anything like that. Of course, it wasn't two very good wrestlers, but at the same time, I'm just not feeling this whole women's tag team storyline at the moment. I know it's still got some stuff to go, but yeah, I mean, where it goes with Becky and Lita, Ronda and all of that, I don't know, it doesn't seem particularly mapped out. And yeah, at the moment, I'm not massively feeling it, so I guess we'll have to see where it goes. Bobby Lashley, was out next, and said he doesn't run from anyone, no matter how annoying Bray Wyatt is. Lashley said he was there on SmackDown to face him instead. We then saw Uncle Howdy, a graphic on Tyson Tron before he did come out and attack Lashley, entering from behind. Lashley turned it around at the last moment, the lights went out and came back on, and Howdy was gone. And yeah, very interesting. I don't know, I'm not convinced about the storyline. I don't know, really. I thought we were going to get Bray Wyatt v Uncle Howdy at WrestleMania. That seemed like a logical step, and then maybe Lashley v Lesnar again, but it doesn't seem like that's happening, but it's not happening, is it? I don't know, if Lashley is just with his character, I'm just not sure it's the right kind of fit for this Bray Wyatt stuff at the moment, but I don't know, I'll give it a chance. The Uncle Howdy stuff, very weird, but you know, like I say, I'm not going to make too many judgments in this area. I'm going to give it a chance. Backstage, Roman told Jimmy that if he could beat Sami Zayn, Jay would come home. Roman added that Jay had 1 week or he would blame Jimmy for it. And yeah, you just got to keep watching it to see what's going to happen next. But anyway, it was time for our main event. Sami unloaded on Sikoa and sent Jimmy Uso, who interfered outside before hitting them with a dive. After the bell, Solo was sent outside again before Jimmy ran a distraction and allowed Sikoa to take Sami down and send him into the ring post. After a break on SmackDown, Sami got a big DDT before getting a near fall off a dive. Sami got a blue thunderbomb for another near fall before Jimmy Uso distracting, causing him to miss the Helluva Kick. Sikoa hit the Samoan Strike after the distraction and picked up the win. Jimmy and Solo beat Sami down after the match and put a chair around his neck, but Sami recovered and hit Solo with a chair before getting a Helluva Kick on Jimmy. Solo chased Sami off before he could attack Jimmy with a chair, and Zayn ran into the crowd as SmackDown went off the air. And yeah, this gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Solo maintaining his unbeaten record, looking like a beast, but Sami showing that babyface heart, fighting back, still hasn't leading to a reunion with Owens yet, but we all know it's just a matter of time. And yeah, it's also well mapped out here and worked perfectly for everyone. And yeah, 2 bloodline storylines with Cody and Sami, just so good. Brilliant end to the show. Overall, SmackDown this week gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, like I say, a really good episode of SmackDown this week. The opening bit with Cody was really good. Then you got Sami and all of that. That was really good as well. And yeah, just stuff throughout it. There's stuff throughout the card that I'm not totally convinced for WrestleMania, but you know, on the whole, you can't complain. This was a really good 2 hours of wrestling. But anyway, guys, that's it for you. Thanks very much for watching. To like, share, subscribe, there's lots of comments down below for daily wrestling news and subscribe to my channel. Greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.